Welcome to Glove Talk, your weekly news and boxing. If you enjoy this kind of content, make sure to hit the subscribe button. If you enjoy the video, make sure to hit the like button. With that said, let's get into the fight. Okay, so we have Daniel Dubois versus Joe Joyce this weekend. I'm very excited about this fight. I'm sure you UK boxing fans can't wait for this fight. You guys have been waiting for this for a little while now, and now it's finally happening. Let me know who you have winning, by the way, down in the comments below. I'm curious to see what you guys have to say. So let's look at stats and how these guys match up. Joe Joyce is 35 years old. Daniel Dubois is 23 years old. Joyce is 1 inch taller and has a 2-inch reach advantage. Joyce also is most likely going to be the heavier fighter in this fight. Now, his last fight, he came in at 270. I'm expecting him to be in better shape for this fight. I'm expecting him to be more in the 255 to low 260 range. Dubois usually hovers closer to around the 240 range. So just something to note. I don't think it's going to be a huge difference, but Joyce is going to be the slightly heavier fighter in the ring. Now let's talk about power and how they match up with that category. I would say it's a draw. I mean, I don't have one guy that I think is substantially harder hitting than the other. I think they're both true heavyweights when it comes to power, and I think they both could knock each other out possibly if they get the chance. So I'm going to give that a draw. Now if we move to speed, I think for this category, I would favor Dubois. I think he has the quicker hands and quicker feet. It's really a criticism that people always kind of have for Joyce, is that he's really slow. I get it, but you know what? He still wins. So I think it's a little bit overblown, but yes, I get it. He is a slower fighter, especially compared to Dubois. Now, if we go to kind of toughness or kind of chin, I would give that category to Joyce. It's not that Dubois doesn't have a good chin. We just don't know how good it is. He just hasn't been tested the same way Joyce has. I feel like Joyce is one of those guys that can take a good shot and just keep coming forward. He's just always the aggressor, kind of always on the front foot. I feel a little bit more confident saying that Joyce has a granite chin. I don't know quite what kind of chin Dubois has. I've seen him get hit clean, but still, no one really hard hitting has hit him clean yet. And we haven't seen him kind of get wobbled and kind of recover from it. So I feel safe saying I'll give that category probably to Joyce. Now, some other things just to note about this fight and just overall kind of things to think about. I would say that Joyce has the better resume. He obviously did well in the Olympics. I think he's fought a little bit better competition. I would say Jennings is probably his biggest win, whereas Dubois' biggest win is probably Gorman. So I would probably give a slight edge in terms of resume to Joyce. One thing I'd have to give in favor of Dubois, though, is I feel like Dubois is just naturally he's more fluid and more athletic than Joyce. And I say that because for a guy that's this big at this age, a lot of times you'll see them kind of bulk up and get really robotic. Dubois, in my opinion, isn't that robotic for a guy this size. He's pretty fluid and he seems fairly athletic. I know that Joyce shows kind of moments of athleticism, especially, after he wins some of his celebration stuff. I get that. But when he's moving in the ring, Joyce seems a little bit robotic, especially compared to Dubois, who I think is more fluid. And to me, that just shows that this is just Dubois' natural size and weight. He's just very comfortable with this and he's not overbulked. So now let's get to prediction. I'll keep this video fairly short. So if I have a bias going into a fight, I let you guys know. I'm not totally unbiased. I have favorite fighters just like you guys do. And if I do have a fighter that I favor more than the other, I like to let you guys know. So that way, you know that where my biases lie. So with this fight, I'll be honest, I'm a Daniel Dubois fan. I like Daniel Dubois a lot more than I like Joe Joyce. I like Joe Joyce as a person, and I think he's, really well spoken, very humble, seems like a really nice guy. I do not enjoy watching Joe Joyce fight. I don't. I think he's really slow. I think he gets hit way too much. And for me, I'm rooting for Daniel Dubois to win. I am predicting Daniel Dubois to win by 9th round stoppage. I think it's going to be really tough for him to break down Joe Joyce because Joe Joyce does have a fantastic chin, but he leaves his body wide open. We saw in the Jennings fight, even Jennings hit Joyce one time really good to the body and he kind of hurt him a little bit. I'm expecting Daniel Dubois to land some big big punches on Joyce, and I think eventually he will break him down. That's my opinion on this fight. Let me know yours down in the comments below. With that said, we'll talk to you later. Thanks.